If you're struggling to win our Ascension 10 with the Ironclad, this video is for you. In this round, I will be explaining every single decision I make, including how to fight combats, how to evaluate pathing and card rewards, and much more. Now, let's jump right in. Okay, before we choose our Neon bonus, let's take a look at the map and discuss what you want to do in general with the Ironclad in Act 1. So usually at the Ironclad, you want to get as many elites as possible while not dying. Ironclad is at its strongest in Act 1 due to Burning Blood, healing you for 6 every combat. This effect starts to fall off later on in the run, but in Act 1 it's really strong. So we want to take advantage of that and snowball our run since floor 1. So 3 elites would be a pretty good act. Unfortunately, this might not be the safest. Rather, it'd be going here, right? So this is not the safest 3 elite act. You're fighting 4 hallways, so advanced hallway here, you have 2 question marks. Question marks are very good in Act 1. They're usually probably slightly better than a hallway fight. But if any of these question marks roll a hallway fight, they have a 10% chance to roll a hallway fight. You're looking at potentially fighting like 5 or 6 hallway fights into an elite with no campfire, and there are no stores. So you could just die, right? You can just die here without ever seeing your first campfire. After you get through here, it's pretty good. If you are low, you can dodge the second elite. You can just go 1, 2, 3 fires into another elite. Alternative path, you kind of basically never want to go to 2 shops. You don't have any money. You want the option to not go to a shop at all, because if you got potions from the combats, you don't want to go to a shop to buy potion. Usually you don't have enough money to buy a relic, so you don't want to kind of waste half a floor on a random shop. Yes, you could buy a card, but instead of spending money on card, you rather just go to your event, which is like basically always going to be pretty good, or just fight more fights. So if you go left, so you have the option to go to a store or not. You have this like 2 elite path, and the 2 elites are after the chest. They're going to be easier if they're after the chest. You get a free relic. So that's a relatively okay path. Another thing, if you can go to the middle, you go to this elite, still like kind of dangerous, similar to the right side. This right side path has a lot of campfires though. After trying to maximize elites, you want to maximize campfires. You can either rest or upgrade cards. Both are probably slightly better than a hallway. We don't need to decide the path here. We can look at the Neon bonuses. Neon's Torment, basically never taken. This card kind of sucks. Ironclad has a card called Headbutt. This is basically Headbutt, right? Headbutt you get to choose to put in on top of a draw pile. Like yes, it's put into your hand, but it's random. And you're giving up your entire Neon bonus. So if you're in Neon bonus, just get a Headbutt. That's not very good. Neon's bonus is a very fun option. A little bit too random. You get like, sometimes you get 3 curses from this. You can get 2 other Neon bonuses that also give you curses. You get a little bit owned. So if you're trying to maximize win rate, I wouldn't really recommend it. So it leaves us with colorless cards are just very, very good in this game. They're also flexible. If you get a super strong early game card, you can even like try to farm this early elite path. And if you get something that's like a little bit stronger later, you can just play safer. We get Fasten. Prolong versus Fasten, both kind of block cards. Fasten is just much better. Ironclad only have 4 defense, but that's enough defense. That's just good from floor 1. It's gonna save you a bunch of chip damage in hallways, and it's gonna be pretty relevant for the entire run. We can just click that. Yeah, we can just click that. You also want to look at your boss. The choices on that screen doesn't really matter what boss we have, but we have the kin. So if you have like sufficient HP or sufficient AoE, this boss just hits you, not super threatening. So with a Fasten, the hallways gets easier because you take less chip. The elite also gets easier. You can block the bygone effigy, so like the big statue guy. With Fasten, you can kind of block the bird as well. So if you can deal with the frog parasite, you know, the potato that splits into 4 small potatoes, you can pretty much deal with every elite. So you can try for this right side. If I get to here and I cannot do this first elite, we can just go all the way up the right. Then we go campfire into elite, into campfire, into elite, into campfire. That's like an okay path. Without the Fasten, if you take all these hallways, you're gonna lose a bunch of HP. But we have Fasten, so that changes things, right? I want the option to be able to farm 3 elites, even though it's not always possible. It's probably very difficult to do unless we get very lucky card rewards and potions. But these campfires are pretty good. So I will try to dream and farm 3 elites here. just because the fasting is so strong. Alright, so floor 1 easy hallway. Usually you are expected to lose like 1 HP to them if you count the burning blood heal, so like maybe you lose like 6 or 7 HP. But with the fasten, we should be expected to heal out of these easy hallways. These easy hallways are usually not super threatening. So we're fighting this guy, Fuzzy Worm Crawler. So this guy is just gonna attack you, then buff, then attack you, then buff. So it's gonna do 6 damage, and then it's gonna buff for 7, so it's gonna be 13. Then it's gonna do 13 again, then it's gonna buff again. But with the fasten, you can just full block. Yeah, so turn 2 is gonna buff, and turn 3, turn 4 is gonna hit. Okay, so a thing in combat is you want to look at your draw pile. We have 1 defend next turn, so we are blocking 10 next turn with fast stuns. At most, we take 3 more. So do you want to take 3 this turn? If you take 3 this turn, you can go defend bash. Then this guy goes to 26. And 26, it means triple strike next turn we kill, and we have guaranteed lethal. We know we cannot full block next turn, so might as well take 3 now. Yeah, so we took 3 and heal for 6. Okay, Bludgeon, fight me, Thunderclap. Floor 1, fight me, I'm not a fan. You have plenty of time to find the damage scaling, so you don't need to take subpar damage scaling. Buffing the enemy isn't good. Thunderclap over skip, I will probably take, and the boss is AoE, technically, but it's up against Bludgeon. Bludgeon is not a great card, but for the early game, it's just like big enough that you can just take it to farm the elites. And we are kind of trying to farm the elites. So we can do Bludgeon here. Powder Demise is actually pretty good. Pretty good for the giant statue, pretty good for the bird, the Birdonus. Alright, who are you? The Shrink Worm, the Shrink Beetle. So this guy is just gonna make you small, then it's gonna hit you for 8 next turn, then it's gonna hit you for 14 the turn after. Then just go 8, 14, 8, 14. So again, with the fast time, we are not really expected to take damage. So next turn it's not going for 14, we take at most 4. So always look at your draw pile before you decide on the turn. So basically there's no reason to play Bludgeon and take 8 here. We're gonna take less than 8 throughout the combat. In fact, I will take 0 here. And we know Bludgeon is in the draw pile. If you don't draw Bludgeon, you draw defense and you're full block. And Bludgeon is gonna be killing when you draw it. So heal 6, take 0, another potion. Colorless potion, a little bit high variance. You just get some random output. Usually just like use it on the turn you're getting hit in the face. So if you roll a block card out of it, you can use it. So Bloodletting, Havoc, Fight Me. Again, we don't really need Fight Me. And we have added Bludgeon, so damage for the short term is not a big problem. Havoc, not a great card to play right now. We don't really have the upgrade to make it 0 cost. I know we have like triple upgrade here potentially, but maybe we need to rest one time. Maybe we are going here, so we don't get that many upgrades. And we already got Bludgeon. Bludgeon upgrade really good. Fasting upgrade very good. So we don't want to add a card that requires an upgrade. And Havoc kind of requires an upgrade. Like, yeah, you can hit Bludgeon out of it, but that's not very likely. Bloodletting, super good. Have expensive card, so Bloodletting can let you play Bash Bludgeon or just like Bludgeon defend, and it will get better as the ROM progresses. These guys, unfortunately, Bludgeon says 32, that guy has 34. So Twig Slime hits you every turn. It just hits you for 5 every turn. I think Leaf alternates, right? Yeah, it's gonna go add the slime to your deck, then hit you for 4, then into debuff into 4, into debuff into 4. So it only has 2 intents. And same goes for the medium one. It's gonna debuff into hitting you for 9 into debuff. So we know next turn we are getting attacked by all 3. Will we drop Bludgeon next turn? Maybe not super likely. So you could either kill the front guy, or you can put 2 strikes on the rightmost guy and play 1 defend. If we do drop Bludgeon next turn, it might be better to put a strike in the middle, right? So you can kind of hedge. You can put a strike in the middle, strike on the left, and play defend. You take 0 right now. And if you drop Bludgeon, you play Bludgeon. You take 9 damage in total. If you don't drop Bludgeon, you can put another strike in front to kill this. Okay. We drew bludgeon. And here, bloodletting saves you HP, yeah? You lose 3 HP, but you block for 5 because you killed this guy too. So we took 4, then took another 2 from bloodletting, but I heal 6, so I take 0. No potion is great. You don't really want to overlay potion. Like you have 2 potions, you drop another potion, you're sad. Headbutt, we are not taking P-Strike for sure, because I got bludgeon. They're kind of like the same card. Just a big chunky attack. You don't really need too many of these. True Grit right now also not super good. We got fast and defense. Those are gonna be our block plan for the medium term. I think a card like True Grit doesn't really do anything. Headbutt lets you headbutt bludgeon on top. Let you headbutt bloodletting on top. Sometimes you miss bludgeon bash, but you can maybe bash into headbutt, put bludgeon on top, and then you can land bludgeon with vulnerable. It's decent. Ooh, these guys are kind of suspicious. They counter our bludgeon plan, because the first time you attack them, they only lose 1 HP. You cannot one-shot. These guys are pretty terrifying. So they are going to cycle through 3 different attacks. There's the single hit 4 damage. That's like whatever. There's also the multi-hit 9 damage. 9 damage is quite a bit more than 4, obviously. So that's like the medium attack. And then there's gonna be a 11 damage. So there's a 9 and an 11. Then they're gonna alternate between 4 and a larger attack. So next turn, the front guy and the back guy both are gonna hit you for either 9 or 11, and middle guy will hit you for 4. So you want to kill like one of the outside dudes first. We didn't draw fast link here. Honestly, a reasonable spot to use colorless pot. Any block here is gonna save your HP. Any damage card can be used to break their slippery. And this is one of the more nasty advanced hallways in Act 1. So you got 4 fights and we got 2 potions. The way potion chance works is you start at 40%. Every time you do not get a potion, it increases by 10. So if you don't get a potion after the first fight, you go to 50%. And if you get a potion, it decreases by 10. So if you get one on the first fight, you go to 30%. So right now, potion chance is at 3 fights 2 potions, so at 30. We're not likely to get a potion refunded here, but if you can preserve a lot of HP, we just like go here, right, and just try to farm the elite with powder demise. Okay, equilibrium blocks, ultimate defense blocks, but this blocks for more. Golden axe not very good right now. Stretching block exactly blocks 2 of them, so you can put all 3 strikes on the right side and just kill it, yeah. Yeah, and you see turn 2 is gonna do this nasty big hit. So next time we know the middle guy is gonna do a big hit, but next time we got fast and defend, we will not take damage. So we probably just kill this guy here and get out of here, right? We can go strike, bloodletting, bludgeon, defend. And after this turn, we will not take damage anymore and heal for 6. So that potion basically saves 13 HP. That's good enough. Shrug it off, Thunderclap, Molten Fist. Molten Fist doesn't do anything right now. We got a single bash. Shrug it off, pretty solid into like literally every fight in the game. It's fine against the elites as well. Thunderclap, AoE plays with bludgeon. You can Thunderclap, bloodletting into bludgeon sometimes. Extends vulnerable with the bash. The boss is AoE, but with our bludgeon in the deck already, we probably don't even need that much AoE. We just use bludgeon to rush down a minion, then try to control the fight with fast turn from there. So Thunderclap not super critical right now. We can just use Shrug it off to save some HP in the short term. Yeah, I'm not really interested in fighting too many more hallways. We have a okay potion for this elite. And sometimes this question mark can be hallway anyway, so there's not really much point to go right here. And I am pretty committed to fighting this elite right now. I'm very healthy. Oh, that's really good. Let's upgrade some random cards. Every upgrade in the deck is good. Even strike upgrade is good. Defend upgrade is excellent. So the next click will actually lose you current HP. 6 max HP is not that much. We go to 71, which is still sufficient. Bash upgrade also excellent. One more turn of vulnerable. Bash upgrade is mostly for the elite because it's like if you fight a big single target dude, you get one more turn vulnerable. For the hallway fight, it doesn't really matter. Till max HP start to get a little bit suspicious. Yeah, we click this on other characters, but on Ironclad, your max HP is a little bit more important for late game. So it's time to stop. But yeah, the 2 upgrades are good. So defense upgrade is always good. You just block for more, save you HP every single floor. And bash upgrade, it's good for our elite farming plan. Right, this event is pretty interesting. They all have their use cases. Pack is like for strength scaling or Phantom. This is a Phantom tech card, or if you have a bunch of strength, which you can get on Ironclad, you can do pack. Target toughness, very good. Well, not very good. Decent block card. It's decent value. 2 energy, a little expensive. Some characters like this a bit more, like Silent, you can get dexterity, or Necrobinder. You just want block on Necrobinder to take every single block card you can get. For us, we are gonna snack it up on the bludgeon. Usually the snack hole doesn't really hit the target since you're so early in the game, but we have a bludgeon, so we can snack it up. Alright, it's the potato dude. Now the question is, do you want to use this pot? Because with bludgeon snack hold, the single target elites are just much easier now. So this could be the hardest elite for us. So you want to kill by turn 3, right? Because turn 3 is gonna put 3 more statuses in your deck. That's very bad. So you can get 2 turns out of this powder demise. 18, so fire potion. Yeah, pretty much a fire potion. Let's play the strike first. That's always happening. Now we can talk. So if we subtract 18 from this guy, it's gonna be on 36. 36 is like bludgeoning and 1 attack. If you do not use powder demise, you're short like 22 damage. Can we do 22 damage over 2 more turns? Probably. And the other thing is you can just use it on a small dude after you split as well. There's not much of a reason to use powder demise here. But we know we need to kill next turn. That just has to happen. We can assume bludgeon roll maximum, so 3. We want to play fasten too, so 4. We got 5 energy, so I can play bludgeon, headbutt, fasten, bloodletting. Assuming we get unlucky, right? So it's gonna be 41, which means we do need to play a bash here. Ow. Now here you can go headbutt bludgeon on top, and next time we just like one shot small minion. So the first one and the third one, they're gonna be attacking you first, and the second one and the last one are gonna put statuses into your deck and gain strength. Then they alternate, so the first one and the third one will debuff you, or they will buff themselves and put statuses into your deck after they hit. So we can bloodletting it here too. Do 15 damage. 15 damage, 21. So if I draw 1 more strike next turn, we can one-shot the front guy with the strike, and we put bludgeon on top to one-shot another dude. Oh, bludgeon roll 0. So since we drew defense, we don't want to kill the guy that's attacking, we can just block. We want to kill the guy that's buffing, right? So we kill the 20 HP dude instead. If you're able to kill 2 of them on like turn 1, you're generally gonna be fine. So I don't want to headbutt bludgeon into shrug, because bludgeon can cost 3 and be horrendous. What we want to do is gonna be headbutt bludgeon for next turn. The next turn can one-shot this guy, and the turn after we can kill the second guy. Oh, well, that's kind of unlucky, but it is what it is. Also, bludgeon rolled 3, so we take 9 more here. That is fine. Yeah, that is still fine. 53 HP, pretty healthy. We get a potion back, which is nice. This potion is very good against the next elite, no matter who it is, because the next elite is just gonna be a single target dude that hits you every turn. So 20 block for free. And here we can take power strike or skip. I'm not considering any of the other options. Bludgeon is gonna be our main damage for a very long time. Power strike lets you draw into bludgeon. Also a good upgrade to draw 2 cards. card draw plays very well with Bloodletting. Rampage, very slow scaling card. It's just gonna be way worse than Bludgeon. We don't really need it. And Setup Strike, I don't know what this card does. It doesn't do anything. It's like one of the worst card on the character, so it's just gonna be a Pommel Striker. But yeah, we are pretty healthy, 2 potions. If you're unhealthy after this portion, we can rest at the campfire and get 2 pots. So there's really no reason to dodge here. We are just gonna run in. Max elites. Okay, this Holy Fight is relatively threatening. But if you drop Bludgeon next turn, it's fine, because we just bash here and Bludgeon this guy and it would just die. If not, might need to pot. So the Jack's Fruit, it's going to buff itself 2 strength every turn. So 4, 6, 8. It's going to be 4 damage, 6 damage, 8 damage. Very simple enemy. The Strangler, on the other hand, it puts a debuff on you. So you're going to be debuffed by 3 Constrict. 3 Constrict just means it deals 3 damage to you every single turn. You can block it though. And it's going to hit you for 8 next turn. And it's going to hit you for 13 the turn after. So relatively large hit. Even though the front guy is going to be buffing, this guy just hits you for way harder. And after that, it's going to debuff you again. So you're going to take 6 damage every turn. After you get rid of it, you get rid of the debuff. So it's usually better to kill the Strangler first. We can Pommel Strike first and just see what we draw. So here we kinda just have to accept the 6 damage because I drew no block cards. But yeah, this guy is basically representing 11 damage on turn 2. So killing this guy first is usually the priority. Our dropout is like all defense, so playing fast on here makes more sense. With only 1 headbutt here, you are not getting lethal, so you'd rather just save the HP. So I'm gonna headbutt Bludgeon on top and just block. Kill with Bludgeon. Energy Potion, let's look at the card. Another Pommel Strike. Okay, so by this point, if my deck had no damage, I would maybe start to get worried and consider fight me. However, we have a Bludgeon, so we really do not need to consider the fight me. Second Pommel Strike, I don't love too much. I need to upgrade the first one, and we also need to upgrade Bludgeon, upgrade Fasten. So 3 upgrade dead already. Second Pommel Strike unupgraded, a little unimpressive. Anger, we are probably already past that point. We don't need Anger. So you can just skip here. Energy Potion, probably not that good. If we are doing very well for the next 3 elites, you can even consider saving Powder Demise for the boss. Oh. Wait, Bludgeon upgrade? Damn. Ah, that's fine. Okay, so here is a pretty good fight to Shipping a Bottle. We don't want to bash pommels, because if you draw into Bludgeon, you're crying. So we rather just bash into Headbutt. Where the Birdonas just hit you every single turn. It's gonna alternate between big hit and multi-hit. And it gains a strength every single turn, so the multi-hit will get larger and larger. Next time we draw Bludgeon, it dies. And if you don't draw Bludgeon, you're never killing. So there's not too much reason to Bloodletting into Striker. Die. So that fight went pretty well. We are still very healthy. So usually we can maybe save the pot, unless I draw like a very bad draw order against Bygone Effigy. The third elite, you are always going to know what it is, because you cannot fight the same elite twice until you have fought all 3. Alright, those are some cards. They're all uncommon. Hell from Beyond doesn't work. We have no way to exhaust it. 3 energy, 6ing AoE, pretty sad. If you're desperate for AoE, you can consider it, but we are not super desperate for AoE. We are no longer gonna fight the Frog Parasite. I mean, as you can see, we also kind of just destroyed the Frog Parasite anyways. Technically, the boss is an AoE boss, but this card just like doesn't do it against the boss either. Should have paying good later. Right now, I don't have a single card that works with it, besides a standard Spang, I suppose. No reason to pick Funeral Pain. Hemokinesis, very good damage card. We really want to upgrade Bludgeon and Pommel Strike. And Hemokinesis also really wants the upgrade, so we are pretty good on frontal damage right now, just because we have like the big Bludgeon. We don't really need Hemokinesis. So on floor 1, this is like instant pick, but we're on floor 11. We can hope Shrug It Off, Bloodletting. Card draw energy goes together, and we are technically getting hit on turn 1. This is also a pretty threatening fight. So Axe Raider, it just hits you every single turn. Next turn it's gonna be 13, so it's gonna be small hit, big hit. Actually, no, it's gonna be small hit, big hit. So turn 2 it still doesn't do anything. Turn 3 is the threatening one, so you don't really need to care about the Axe Raider that much. So the Brute Raider, it just hits you for 8 and buffs and hits you for 11, so the buff is +3. So also turn 2 is gonna take a turn off. The Tracker is gonna make you frail. It's not that relevant. With Fasten, the defense still block for a decent amount even if we are frail, and it's gonna hit you for 1×9. Weakness, very good against this guy because 1×9 weakens to 0×9. Unfortunately, we are the Ironclad. We do not do weakness on this character. We can see what we draw, then decide on the target. But yeah, we want to keep Shrug It Off Bloodletting, because Shrug It Off right now kind of blocks for a bit, and Bloodletting led us to potentially play more cards with whatever Shrug It Off draws. So if you Pommel Strike on the front, it goes to 12. 12 is like double strike, exactly. Or Headbutt, so it's a pretty decent number. So you can Pommel first and see. So here is probably a case where we are gonna use Bloodletting, yeah? Because I definitely want to play Bludgeon. Bludgeon probably goes on the Tracker Raider, or even the Brute Raider. It depends. So in this case, we probably just put the attack on the Brute Raider. It's hitting for the most right now. Next turn, we can usually kill another guy and probably take at most 9 damage if I don't draw fast and defend. You can also consider killing back guy, putting a strike on the front. Now this dude is gonna gain 5 block. It's gonna be on 11. 11 means Headbutt still one-shots. And turn 2, the Brute Raider doesn't attack. So maybe you just kill the Tracker Raider to not get frilled. But you will take 6 damage immediately versus 9 damage next turn. Not very easy to kill the Tracker Raider if you don't Bludgeon now. So we know next turn we are gonna be able to kill it with Headbutt. We do not need to put damage here. Alright, we are not like gonna take damage ever. Yeah, usually that hallway fight is pretty scary, but our deck is good. So ended up being like pretty much no damage taken. Alright, another Half Rounded Beyond, not interested. Another Anger, also not interested. Right now what we want is like more vulnerable application, or just like ways to scale the Bludgeon in general. Something like a Cruelty goes pretty well with the Bludgeon. Any card draw will be picked because we have Bloodletting. Any better block cards will be picked. These are not any of the things I have just mentioned, so I am not going to be picking any of them. Yeah, Bludgeon upgrade, pretty important, +10. So you can keep all these. We do not need to Shrug It Off right now, but Bloodletting let you potentially bash into Bludgeon. You can toss Fasten too. If you're saying you're never gonna be blocking, you're probably never gonna be blocking, right? The Bludgeon probably will just kill when you draw it. Yep. Okay, we don't even play the fight. Yeah, we don't even get to play the fight. It's already dead before it does anything. Usually you want to like spam a bunch of cards to stack up your slow, then play like your largest attack at the end. But since our deck is like already pretty good, we don't really need to worry about that. We can just kill it. Okay, backward prep, very, very good with gambling chip. Okay, more things that don't do anything. That's like the 5th anger I've seen the act. Okay, Hellraiser, we have 1 Pommel Strike. Yeah, no. Also kind of demands an upgrade. 2 energy is way too expensive. And we want to upgrade Pommel Strike. After upgrading Pommel Strike, we want to upgrade Fasten, we want to upgrade Bloodletting. We're never gonna be upgrading this Hellraiser. In Act 2, you do not want to draw this card in early Act 2. It just doesn't, also just doesn't do anything. You want to draw Bludgeon ASAP. Rupture, we have no reason to want to gain strength right now. Like, technically, it got Bloodletting, but like, whatever. I just bonk, right? And Anger, we don't need. We can just full mulligan for Bludgeon. Maybe keep Heba for Heba Bludgeon, but that sounds kind of weird. Yeah, we can just try to draw Bludgeon ASAP. This guy just hits you every turn. Yeah, it's gonna buff itself +2 strength, and turn 2 is gonna hit you for 10 and buff 2 strength again. And turn 3 it's gonna buff itself and hit you for 12. And turn 4 is like the dangerous turn because it's a multi-hit. Multi-hit with +4 strength. Pretty terrifying. So we bottom decked the Bludgeon and we shuffled it out. So what does that mean? We have 3 cards in the draw pile. So when you don't have enough cards in the draw pile, you reshuffle your discard pile back into your draw pile. And if you bottom deck your Bludgeon, you do not get to play Bludgeon. You effectively don't see Bludgeon for an entire deck cycle. So for this 10 cards, I can never see Bludgeon because I bottom decked it and shuffled it out. If I had exactly 5 cards in the discard pile, then I draw 5 cards, right? So pretend all 10 cards are in the discard right now, and I had bottom 5 cards in the draw pile. If I play Bludgeon, it's gonna go to the discard pile, and if I play Pommel Strike to draw, Bludgeon is gonna go into your draw pile. So you potentially can see Bludgeon again in the next deck cycle. We have Heba, so we do have ways to play Bludgeon twice. Also, it doesn't matter, it's dead. Yeah, it's gonna die. Ooh. Okay, so first of all, Weak Potion, very good. Solid defensive option. These 2 cards are both pretty strong. Dominate, one of the best ways to gain strength on the character. We have Bash upgraded, so it's already better than usual. We have Gambling Chip Backup Prep to line up. On the other hand, there is an Uppercut. The only weakness card on the character also applies Vulnerable. Vulnerable very good with Strength. Or Vulnerable very good with Bludgeon, rather. Yeah, we also want a way to use energy and Bloodletting. Uppercut, not a bad turn. You kind of want to take every single uppercut you can get your hands on, honestly. Also, very, very important upgrade. One more turn of weak. And that guy's vulnerable, technically. Okay, so yeah, we farm max elites in Act 1 while being very healthy. Why can we do that? Because we got Fasten on for 1. So suddenly, taking a bunch of hallways back to back, no longer very scary. If you do not have Fasten, you take all these hallways, you're gonna bleed a lot of HP. Maybe you're like -20, -30 throughout the act. Okay, we want to keep the best cards in hand, basically. Shrug is gonna be our best block card. We can use Bloodletting to play Uppercut, Shrug, Bludgeon, and something else. So I have 5 energy, I have 5 energy worth of stuff to play here. So probably the turn is gonna be Bludgeon, Shrug, Uppercut, Fasten. Let me just like kill a guy. Alright, what does the Kin do? This boss is like pretty nothing. It just hits you every turn. And if you kill the minions by itself, it doesn't have that much damage. Probably the easiest Act 1 boss. Phantom, definitely the hardest. What's the other guy? Oh, the Deer. Okay, the Deer is also not that difficult. Yeah, the minions are gonna buff themselves and hit you, and then they're gonna buff themselves and hit you. They have a multi-hit. So getting rid of the minions is pretty important. Usually you probably want to go after the front guy because it's gonna be buff into multi-hit. So if you can kill the front guy first, you save more HP. And the boss, it makes you frail, then it makes you weak. They hit you for like a small multi-hit attack, then it buffs. Then it does that over and over again. It's really not significant. 200 HP also pretty low, right? So here you can just like get rid of this guy immediately on turn 1, which is nice. I mean, usually you should shrug before you do anything else, but my turn was always gonna be that. You do want to deploy fast on, since this is a pretty long boss fight. So from this point on, we can just like play every defend. And that is okay. We want to headbutt bludgeon on top to kill the other minion. Then we can work on the boss. I will greed my HP. Alright, so all the minions are dead and now the fight's easy. We probably put bash on top. Uppercut on top. To apply the weakness. Yeah, we can like trade 1 HP. At the end of the act, you will heal like 80% of your missing HP, so losing 1 there, not that significant. Bonk. Next time we bonk it, it's like dead. Yeah, we can just maximum greed here with the defense. It's like fine. Bonk. Oh, well, I mean, there's only 1 choice on the screen, but we can talk about the cards. Dark Embrace, very good draw engine. We don't exhaust cards right now though, so I don't really want to pick a speculative Dark Embrace if there's any other real rare cards on the screen, and we have some pretty real rare cards on the screen. So Cascade, honestly not a bad card in this deck, right? You got the Headbutt to put something on top. We have like Bash 2 cost, Uppercut 2 cost. Bludgeon is like a high impact card, even though it's Snecko. The cost doesn't matter, it's like the impact of the card. So without anything else on the screen, you will take Cascade. It plays well with the energy, and it's not bad in the deck here. A good imbue target as well. If you get imbue, you play Cascade turn 1 for free. And there's an offering. Yeah. Yeah, offering card. Hopefully I don't need to explain why that card's busted. But yeah, I mean, of course, draw 3 cards, gain 2 energy, ridiculous effect. You can like bludgeon, headbutt, bludgeon on top, play offering, play bludgeon again, and everything just blows up. Any future powers, offering help you put it into play. Gambling chip, backup prep, you can get offering on turn 1 more easily. Probably the best rare on the class. Should have taken the Perfected Strike. Alright, we can talk about the bonus after we look at the map. So Knowledge Demon just hits you pretty hard and makes you take damage from the debuff. Basically a damage race. You cannot sit around in the fight for too long because the debuffs start to add up and you kind of die, run out of HP. So you do need to kill this relatively quickly. I would like more damage in the deck for the Knowledge Demon, but we got a ways to go. We got the whole entire act to go. Like a Powder Demise can do it if we literally have nothing else. So what are the Act 2 risks? So Advanced Hallways in Act 2 kind of scary. Usually the most scary thing in Act 2 would be the Triple Centipedes. They're like by far the hardest elite for any deck. The Beehive Man punishes a lot of small attacks. Our deck is 1 big attack. And we have weakness in the deck, right? Weakness is very good against just like a single target dude. So the Triangle Elite and the Beehive Man, not super threatening. So if you can get like a high quality AoE card, we want to consider it for the triple centipede, or just more damage. If you can kill them quickly, like burst down like a couple of them, that fight's also gonna be no problem. So we have a lot of money. Going to the shop is pretty attractive. Card remove here, not bad at all. Usually early game card remove, not super great because you would rather spend your relics, your money on relics. But in this deck, since you already got a bunch of stuff, drawing bludgeon as soon as possible is going to be very good. So removing a strike, not bad at all. Defense are going to be here to stay because we got faster, right? And of course, if there's a super good relic, we just buy the relic. If there's a very good card, we buy the card. So immediately on this map, I'm looking at here, right? I'm not even looking past this floor. This already looks much better than the other floors. We don't need to fight too many advanced hallways to get a store. So that's going to be much safer. And afterwards, I see 3 elites. There are multiple ways to get 3 elites even. And I will say this deck should be pretty competent against Act 2 elites. We are only really scared of the triple centipede, but we can only fight them once. And the other 2 guys should be okay. So you can definitely just consider going for maximum elites in Act 2 again. Yeah, there's no other path that really stand out to me here. Like, all this stuff on the left just doesn't seem super attractive. Fighting like this many hallway fights with no stores, just not great. Technically, the left side, it's like okay. You do get a bunch of campfires, but I do want to get a shop. And we have a shop here. After here, we can decide. Do you want to like go to a late shop? Do we want to avoid the late shop, right? Okay, we're not cloning. I mean, you can clone Offering, actually. That's kind of funny. Yeah, Offering is a funny clone, but probably not the best thing here. Best clone target on Ironclad, Prophetic Strike. If you have Prophetic Strike, you clone, you win. But we do not have that. Too bad. Now it just comes down to this, right? Do you want energy or do you want draw? I would say both of these are very good, but I think for our deck, draw is much better because already turn 1, we have Gambling Chip, so place turn 1 already. We have Bloodletting Offering, so we got energy generation in the deck, so card draw pairs very well with energy. And this plays on turn 1. This is gonna play on turn 3 and onward. So this kicks in much faster. With Pale's Blood, we can also consider taking the drawdown from Knowledge Demon. So instead of taking 6 damage per turn, we can just take drawdown. And that's kind of like insurance for the boss. If we do not have the Snack Hole enchantment on Bludgeon, the energy probably is a bit more attractive. But with the Snack Hole enchantment, I would rather just get my draw. With the card draw, you can maybe even consider like second Bloodletting. Oh no. Please do not steal my Bludgeon. This guy is guaranteed to steal your uncommon card, if there are any in your draw pile. So turn 1, I want to just hard mulligan for either Offering or Bludgeon. So we can keep the weakness because we want to deploy weakness on the enemy. It's attacking me. And keep Bloodletting because my hand is pretty big. Yeah, that's a shit hand. Holy hell. My bottom 5 cards are Fasten, Bludgeon, Offering. Nice. Alright, never mind. We can kill it on turn 1. Yeah, Offering just saved me more than 6 HP there. Alright, there are 3 cards on the screen. There's probably only 1 choice here though. So again, Thunderclap, we don't really need it. We even have Uppercut, so Vulnerable Chain, not a problem. AoE portion of this card kind of small. We don't have like a Vicious to really utilize the AoE vulnerable. Sword Boomerang doesn't do anything. We got no strength. Burning Impact. Exhaust all your strikes. Drop Bludgeon every turn. Well, that sounds pretty good to me. But yeah, we do want to shop. We got a hell of money. Oh my god, I am poor. What the hell? Alright, keep that very good. The thing with this thing is it works with fastest. You put this on defend, it's gonna be like +8. Yeah. So it's gonna be like 1 energy block 20. Very, very strong relic. Even without Fasten, still very, very strong relic. Just get a bunch of block for free. But with Fasten, completely ridiculous, yeah. Puzzle, very good. Puzzle, Bloodletting, very strong combo. We do have a lot of draws, so slightly less good than usual, but if you got the money, buy the puzzle too, but we need to buy this. Sparkling Roach also not bad, but that thing just way too strong. So you can put it on like the unupgraded defense, so all your defense are kind of even out. Or if you put it on the upgraded defense, if you get like duplicate event, you can dupe the better one. Well, mostly just Dolly's Mirror. I don't think we're gonna pick the dupe your deck. Maybe we will take dupe your deck. We have the Burning Pact to exhaust the curse. But that's a far way away. That's in Act 3. But yeah, so without Fasten, maybe you consider putting this on like another card. Like you can put it on Burning Pact, suddenly your Burning Pact blocks. But with Fasten in deck, you put it on base defense. You can put it on the upgraded one. Why not? And we have enough money to buy puzzle, so I'll just buy puzzle. Flash of Steel also very, very good card. But usually I'd rather buy a good relic over a good card, because relic plays on turn 1. Buying a card, you need to draw the card. That shop kinda insane. Oh, offering is removed from your deck. Yeah, how about no? How about we do not remove offering from your deck? Okay, Headbutt. I mean, ideally, you hit a strike off this event, but we have so many good cards in this deck. We do not want to lose any of them. I do not want to lose Bash, even it's upgraded. I do not want to lose any of the defense. They are super sick. So it's probably time to call it quits here and just lose Headbutt. We can pick another one. Alright, these guys kind of counter your... Yeah, this guy kind of counter my bludgeon build. Thankfully, I have my Fasten, so I would just take 0 damage ever. And that's pretty good. Am I greeding? Do you think we greed and take like... and don't play offering? That might be a little too greedy. Maybe we keep bloodletting, right? It's a mini offering because I proc puzzle to draw 3 more. After Fasten is down, each of these blocks for like 20. And we have it on turn 1. So we maybe do not need offering here. But yeah, look at this. 21 block, 1 energy. What do these guys do? They are gonna go from... That's like the big hit, then it's gonna buff. Okay, it cycles between... Wait, what is this? Big hit and... Wait, this guy's pattern is kind of weird. So it has 3 patterns. The multi-hit, the big hit, and the buff. The buff is gonna buff strength to make multi-hit harder. It's +2, so it's gonna be 3 times 4. So after it buffs, it's randomly split between multi-hit and big hit. So we do not know what the last guy is gonna be doing on the next turn. After it uses the big hit, it's always gonna buff. So this guy in the middle will always buff in the next turn. And after the small hit, it's gonna do big hit. So this guy will big hit next turn. It doesn't really matter for our turn right now because we are gonna kill the guy who's buffing because 1 card block 21. We block both of these. I sure love this whole 1 card block 21 thing. Yeah, very interesting. We can Burning Pact here, get rid of a strike. Or we can just not. Let's just not. Just play 2 strikes. Right. I should have went for a triple strike there. Minor misplay. I might take damage now. Imagine that. That would be horrible, wouldn't it? Oh, never mind. I have like maximum greed here. With my super defense. Hey, Headbutt's back. Armaments Plus, honestly, not too bad. It comes upgraded, and my turns are having more cards than usual in hand. Turn 1, Armament's not bad at all. You can upgrade like 9 cards, 8 cards. On the turn you play Offering, you also upgrade like a very full hand. If you're saying we might not be able to upgrade Pommel Strike anytime soon, Because who knows, you might need to rest here, right? Now having this armament plus in the deck, not bad at all. Armaments minus, you are not gonna pick in Act 2 at this point, but upgraded, not the worst. Ooh. Oh, unfortunately, we cannot enchant the bludgeon. Yeah, so corrupted upgrade pretty good on bludgeon if you don't have snackle. We have snackle already, so it doesn't work. Usually transforming a strike is gonna be worth it. Yeah, it's fine. Beehive Man. This guy just multi-hit into single hit into making the hive become adding 2 days into your draw pile. It mostly just hits you every turn. And if you spam a bunch of small attacks, if you have like shift deck, this could on you, but we have bludgeon, right? So it's not a problem at all. I don't know if I can get away without playing offering here though. That seems a little suspicious. We could just play bash here, extend vulnerable. We don't want to play too many strikes to proc this too many times. Even though double strike is gonna be more damage right now. Can shrug first to see if you draw bludgeon or not. Did not draw bludgeon. I don't think there's a big reason to armor here. I'd rather just not take the damage. Book of 5 rings. This relic is alright. If you get like 20 heal out of it, it's already fine. A lot of the times you get 40 heal out of it, then it's like comparable to a pantograph. A little worse, of course, because you're gonna be fighting double Act 3 bosses. For a common relic, not too bad. Oh, these cards are worthless. Yeah, so yeah, in Act 2, random common attacks we're not interested in anymore. So Radiant Tincture, in theory, pretty good with Pale's Blood, because you have 6 cards every turn. With the Offering and Bloodletting in the deck, it's pretty low impact compared to Weak Pot or Powder Demise. Ooh. Right, so usually I would just slam the Swift, right? Drawing 2 cards, very good. But then on Fasten, maybe we draw into a defense. However, we have an enchantment on defend. Actually, I think this doesn't work. It doesn't work with like the double dip on Fasten thing. Okay, let's just draw 2 cards. I love drawing 2 cards. So we don't have a lot of money. Going to a shop does not feel very good. So we can probably either go left or go right here. We could go left in case we get like old coin. Then we have the option to take a late shop. The amount of campfires are like the same. It's just like, do you want to take a campfire before the elites? If you go to campfire, we upgrade Pommel Strike probably, which is like fine, pretty good. But maybe you want to rest. Yeah, maybe you want to like fight the elite first, then rest. Then you can fight another elite pretty safely. So I think I might want to just go left here. Ah, bronze skills after fighting Beehive Man, the classic. Alright, this is gonna be the most threatening elite. But we do draw decently on turn 1. By drawing decently, I mean I drew bludgeon. So yeah, this guy's gonna buff. After he buffs, he's gonna hit you for 2 times 8. Pretty painful. This guy is gonna make you weak. Bludgeon strike is like exactly 48, so that's a decent thing to do. Just kill the middle guy, it doesn't get you buff. We can bloodletting first, see what we draw. Yeah, pretty good draw. Yeah, so I think the plan is gonna be killing that guy who's buffing, you know? We can play upgraded strike. Then we can offering and get maximum armaments value. Then fight's like pretty much over because my defense block for like 25. Yeah. So we could Pommel Strike first before playing Bash. We could redraw Bludgeon, right? And I would rather play Bludgeon instead of Uppercut or Bash. Okay, did not redraw, then we can just play Uppercut. Now we get to play the game of how greedy am I? Because I get Burning Pack defense here instead of Bludgeoning. My defense block for like 500. That seems a little suspicious, right? So I will pay my HP. Yeah, Bludgeon rolling 3 here, not the best. Ow. Okay, this armament like doesn't do anything anymore. We can just get rid of it. We are stuck here. For forever. Oh no. Are they stuck here with us or are we stuck here with them? I mean, one of these days the Bludgeon will roll less than 3 cost. Then we can actually kill 2 of them in 1 turn, right? Finally. Lantern is really good. We have a big turn 1. Ooh. Well, Battle Trance is usually a very strong card. I don't know about Battle Trance in this deck though. Turn 1, don't really need it. On the turn we play Pommel Strike, it doesn't work. On the turn you play Burning Pack, it doesn't work. And our deck is kind of small. Pretty rare occurrence of a bad Battle Trance. That being said, these 2 cards are not like doing anything. We don't need Tremble. We got Uppercut, Bash. This thing not super necessary. It does exhaust, so it could get into some exhaust synergy stuff. We have Burning Pack already, so with Tremble we can probably pick Funeral Pang if I want more block. I think one copy of Battle Trance still okay. I think in the previous floor you've seen some turns you do not draw like super well, so 1 copy of this, not the worst. I think I do want Weak Potion over Attack Potion for the next Elite. And I think I will rush here. Alright, do we want Shipping a Bottle? We probably want Shipping a Bottle more than Weak Pot. Alright. No vulnerable down. This thing just summons and it's like an AoE check, but for this deck, not really. We just bludge its face in before the minions hatch. Yeah, we really want to draw 4 cards right now. That would be kind of nice. I do know a way to draw 4 cards. With Battle Trance, perhaps. Let's make some hand space. Now, do I want to like not play Offering? Seems weird. Let's just play the Offering. Oh. Yeah, it appears to be dead. Yeah. Alright, Ashen Strike or skip? I'm not really considering the Rupture or the True Grit here. Ashen Strike, I have 1 exhaust, 2 exhaust, 3 exhaust. So if you are lacking scaling damage, Ashen Strike can do it. Also, kind of, this thing kind of owns the door as well. The door exhausts your cards and you play Ashen Strike, then it just dies. So our deck has been carried by the 1 bludgeon for like the entire half of the run, and maybe it's time to add a scaling damage card. And Ashen Strike isn't the worst one. And it's always gonna be the triangle dude. We can just full mulligan for Bloodletting Offering here. Yeah, like that. And Infested Prism just hits you every turn. And if you hit it, you get the energy back. Pretty easy elite, usually. Also buff strength. So technically, stuff like Piercing Will is pretty good because you buff strength and have like a multi-hit. Then you play Piercing Will, then just like do 0 damage. That's sick. But we are just gonna, you know, kind of kill it on turn 1. Okay, maybe I am not killing it on turn 1. Yeah, maybe I am not gonna be killing this on turn 1. Oh well. It will die soon enough. Wait, Bloodletting Spite? Kinda insane. Gorg. Yeah, pretty good relic. More block, always appreciated. Ooh. Oh, this second wind is hella sus. Because my defense are insanely good cards. So even though we got Ashen Strike, the second wind isn't exactly what we want. Heba, pretty good. We lost a Heba, and I am interested in putting Bludgeon on top, putting the Ashen Strike on top, putting Burning Pact on top even. So Heba over nothing, pretty good. You could also take True Grit into upgrade because you have Ashen Strike. With Burning Pact in the deck already, we don't really need it. Fish Oil is like an okay potion. My potions are probably a little better. So again, I'm just looking for Bloodletting Offering turn 1. So you can kind of ignore the guy in front. If you block for 16, get stunned. And I can block for 16 very easily. So you can kill the middle guy first. I'm now debuffed. Now the question is, Do I get away without offering? I think I might be able to. We got a couple turns before the big boss wakes up. And hopefully by then my Ashen Strike and Bludgeon can just kind of one-shot it. Well, Iron Wave doesn't like do anything, but sure. Let's weaken it. And is it dead? Yeah. Cool. Alright, we do not need blessing. We have armaments. Oh, another bloodletting. We could consider how it's upgraded. It's a thing I can exhaust with my Burning Pact. We probably don't need it though, right? Like the only fight that's left where you really want the AoE is like the triple book in Act 3 or the 4 books in Act 3. Let me just like bludgeon one, it's one shot, and have like all these offering stuff to kill another one. That's not a big threat. I don't really need this card. Stampede we also don't really need. Like Stampede Bludgeon, pretty good thing to do if you do not have Snackle, but we have Snackle, right? Yeah, I want another Bloodletting. I think I do want another Bloodletting. Card drawing the stack is looking very healthy, so I want more energy. Speaking of which, and finally make the Pommel Strike upgrade. So we can probably just exhaust a Sander Spain and just full mulligan for offering Bloodletting again. Keep bludgeoning around because it's worth it to play. Could consider ripping Powder Demise turn 1. We will see after playing the turn. But yeah, we just kind of want to Burning Pact away every strike here. So my Ashen Strike is large. I will apply the Vulnerable. I really don't think we need to potion at all. My damage with the Ashen Strike should be fast enough, and my defensive situation looking really solid. But here we can actually just take Mind Rot. It's like completely fine. Not a big issue. You can take like the damage thing. It's also completely fine. But yeah, we're not really taking damage at all. Yeah, we just Burning Pact away all the strikes. Yeah, I'm not even playing the offering. That's how much I'm disrespecting the boss. Okay, Sloth might be sus. Because I have a Battle Trance and the offering in the deck, so we probably have to take 7 damage per turn here. Okay, is it like dead? Oh, it's probably dead. Oh. Oh, it's dead. Damn, that's unlucky. Well, unlucky for the enemy. Yeah. No potions used. Oh, okay. Some interesting rares. It's not gonna be Hellraiser. Could consider Dark Embrace, could consider Crimson Mantle. Dark Embrace a lot better now with the inclusion of Burning Pact. And I am interested to do the exhaust stuff with Ashen Strike in the deck, so maybe you say Bludgeon has carried us through the early game, and my in-game plan is Dark Embrace. Crimson Mantle, it just blocks. It's like fine, it blocks for 8 every turn. But I do think card draw is gonna be better for us. Our defensive situation, if you can exhaust all the strikes, my defense are blocking for like 20. So yeah, Dark Embrace, not bad here. Oh. Healing. Oh, this is a no decision first part of the act. Ah. Ah. Well, the broken ancient rewards. I mean, Apotheosis upgrade your entire deck. Very strong. My upgrades are good. Dark Embrace upgrade is good. Ashen Strike upgrade is good. I'm not gonna be considering raising your max HP. If you want like a defensive option, you can pick the second guy. The Diamond Diadem. Very, very broken as well. This kind of means you play a defensive full block every enemy in the game. That sounds pretty good, right? Yeah, feeling very strong. We can probably take as many elites as possible. Actually, elites hit like kind of hard. The Mecha Knight hits you for like 45 after it pushing a bunch of burns into your deck. This thing helps mitigate that. So probably gonna be taking this over Apple. So if you think about it, if you play a bunch of cards on your turn, you probably have a good turn already. Like you play a bunch of defense, and you don't need the effect. And if you brick, you do not take damage. My upgrades are good and all, they're not that good. Okay, now I can play the game of how hard can I greed my HP. Yeah, I think I can just like... I mean, play Bloodletting at least. I'm gonna heal for 6. Right? But maybe don't play anything else. You want to kill the front guy first, so the back guy doesn't get the block, and if you kill the back guy first, the front guy will enrage and deal a bunch of damage. So usually you kill the front guy first. Alright, these cards don't do anything. Body Slam, you might want it because you have like Giga Defense, but we just don't need to add mediocre damage cards anymore. Alright, the Cultist might be where I do need to play Offering. This guy scales up pretty quickly. So yeah, we probably do need to play either like 2 Bloodlettings or an Offering here. Unfortunate. Yeah, add the Offering to your deck and you spend the entire run trying to not play it. It's the classic. Actually, I don't know if Touch of Insanity makes the bludgeon free or not with Snackle. It's kind of funny to think about. It's not that good here though. We don't really need to like make anything free. We have this, so we can just like play 2 cards and block a lot. Ah, Feel No Pain. That's a way to skill block. We have the Burning Pact. We have the Ashen Strike. We have the Infernal Blade. Probably good enough. We are fighting the door as well. So Feel No Pain naturally works against the door. Works against the 3 knights. The block solution is gonna be pretty much secure now. Oh. Okay. Okay, we can look at the relics. And we can look at the potions first, because that's the easy part. We don't need to spend money on potions. We got 2 potions. We can look at the cards. None of them do anything. We don't really need 2 bludgeons. That bludgeon is not snackled. Significantly worse. Then we can look at the relics. Red Mask. Pretty good. Good against every elite. Good against hallways. Doesn't do anything against the bosses. The door doesn't attack you on turn 1. And the test subject attacks you for like 15 or something. Or we can take Ghost Teed. Kind of nuts with Ashen Strike, kind of nuts with Dark Embrace, pretty nuts with Feel No Pain. Making defense ethereal might not be what you want with Diamond Item, but if you draw them, you just play them. I think Ghost Teed just kind of wins here, right? With Feel No Pain, Dark Embrace. The only consideration is gonna be the door. Because if you have like a bunch of defense in your hand on the turn, it's exhausting your cards, you're gonna exhaust every defense. Then you no longer are able to block. But I mean, then the Ashen Strike will hit for like 500. So who cares, right? Yeah, we just can just path into maximum elite here. Oh no, this guy's gonna counter my power build. Look, I'm countered. Wow. Alright, taking 1 damage for fun. We can just exhaust all the strikes and Dark Embrace will draw like all this. Then we're chilling. I do think we need to offering here. Since I'm frail, right? Yeah, this guy doesn't really do anything. It just hits you for like a small amount. Yeah, in Act 3, most of the time your deck is like strong enough. Now most of the hallways, they just stop doing anything. That's just how it goes usually. Another Pommel Strike. I don't mind that at all. If I can upgrade it. Can I upgrade it? I would like to upgrade Dark Embrace. I would like to... Okay, Ashen Strike actually probably the most important upgrade here. Just to kill the door. Ashen Strike, Dark Embrace... fast, and they're all pretty good upgrades. So maybe you don't even pick the Pommel Strike here. Alright, no AoE deck. Against the Books of Evil. I mean, it's like completely fine. We just kind of need to play some Bloodlightings. Mildly upsetting, but it is what it is. Okay, the fact that this rolls 3 every single time isn't helping. But, you know, what can you do? Okay, here we can just play 2 cards and just take half damage. Completely fine. You can do the same thing again. Alright, don't need these. Inflame is like good damage scaling, but we don't need that. Also, potential pretty good potion, kind of bad with the door because you don't draw cards on the turn, on one of the turns. I don't think draw is like our biggest issue. I think these potions are probably just better. Alright, the Mecha Knight. I do feel like I want to deploy all the powers on turn 1, so maybe we're gonna play more than 2 cards right now. Blocking 30, not super challenging. Well, especially not with all that. We can just sit here, exhaust. That's right. Yeah, the Knight's big thing is artifact, so if you rely on getting vulnerable down, this is like a pretty big counter. You need to have reliable way to strip artifacts, so uppercut's pretty good, or just multiple vulnerable swords. And putting burns into your deck, which counters like a small deck, but we have Burning Pack to exhaust the burns. So now I probably want to save some defense for its attack. It's gonna putting a bunch of burns into your deck. Then it's gonna get some block. Then it's gonna hit you for 45. So we want to have some defense ready for that turn. So right now I kind of don't want to exhaust my defense. Yeah, so next turn. Oh, I don't think Fight Me is the move here. Yeah, I don't think Fight Me is gonna be the move here. Okay, I drew every single defend. Thankfully, I put one on top. Here we can just take half damage. Easy peasy. But this guy slows down your deck quite a bit just from all the burns and the artifact. So we cannot really afford just to like sit around and play no bloodlettings. We will actually like die. But now it is dead. Aggression. Aggression kind of doesn't do that much. Puts bludgeon in your hand, I suppose. It's up against a pretty decent card. Just like 11 block, draw a card. Not bad. I think not upgraded at this point. Shrug it off already not that good, but upgraded a different story. 11 block is like barely large enough to be picked here. Actually, does it even do anything? My defense are much better. I'd rather destroy defense, right? And I don't want aggression. I kind of just want to put Dark Embrace, Feel No Pain in play ASAP. Then we are kind of chilling. Fruit. Okay, I'm still feeling very good. We can probably fight 2 more elites. To upgrade Ashen Strike, pretty important. Secure the end game damage scaling. So this guy, the middle guy is like a joke. It makes my card ethereal, then my Ashen Strike gets bigger. The rightmost guy, it has like a 40 damage hit after like 4 turns. You usually want to kill the rightmost guy. The left guy just hits you. It hits you pretty hard every turn, but it just hits you. So like for our deck, we want to kill the rightmost guy first, then kill the leftmost guy, then the middle guy last. Sometimes you want to kill middle guy first if you have like a mid. You don't want to exhaust your entire deck. Sometimes you want to kill the front guy first if you can like burst damage. Like this deck could consider killing the front guy first, honestly. We can burst a lot of damage on turn 1. Then we can probably kill the rightmost guy before the 40 comes in. Because the front guy deals more damage for the first couple turns. That's probably what's happening here. Because we can kill it on turn 1. Usually. Oh, I say usually. Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna play Offering for energy here. Kill that dude. Preserve but defend. Then exhaust all this random thing. Okay, but now we do need to go after the rightmost guy before it hits me for 40 in the face. I mean, I'm gonna exhaust like a bunch of cards and my Ashen Strike will hit for 100. And in the meantime, Feel No Pain blocks. So it's like completely fine. Yeah. Oh, my entire deck is gone. Damn. I guess I lose now. I don't really need these. Could consider Pillage. Pillage is like fine. Card draw. It's kind of like a pommel strike that you don't need to upgrade. Skill potion pretty mediocre, rather key point pots. And I would like to upgrade my Dark Embrace. Probably can consider rest and the final campfire. Okay, Evil Eye. Okay, so first of all, Strike Dummy doesn't do anything. This also doesn't do anything. Do I want Evil Eye? I do exhaust a lot. But also, I just kind of don't need it. We just need to basically draw Dark Embrace, draw Funeral Pain, exhaust down, play Ashen Strike, enemy dies. That's our basic game plan. So I don't think Evil Eye is super necessary. Now the interesting question is gonna be, is Powder Demise more damage than Ritual? How many attacks do you play per turn? Like, not that many. And my attacks are like big bonks, they're not like multi-hit. So Powder Demise is probably better than Ritual. You can just remove. It's like Infernal Blade worse than Strike? Because Strike is ethereal? Probably not. Infernal Blade also exhaust. Yeah, it's a card play. I don't think it's bash. I do need to keep them vulnerable. Infernal Blade also bricks draw on the pillage. Strike kind of doesn't break the draw on the pillage. I think Infernal Blade is worse than Strike. They can just go next. This guy. Still haven't figured out what this guy does. I mean, I know what this guy does. It hits you. Yeah, that's it. It hits you. Wow. Incredible. Incredible enemy. For this fight specifically, I don't need bash. One uppercut is enough. We can kind of just like exhaust everything here. Bonk. I think I can kill next turn if I just end turn here. If you need to calculate, but I'm confident I don't need to save defense. Yeah. Yeah, Ashen Strike number a little too large. All right, usually a 1-2 punch is like the worst card of all time. However, it's pretty good here. Wow, I cannot believe it. I'm taking 1-2 punch. My deck is like Ashen Strike. Then I 1-2 punch it. Then wow, double my damage. Yeah. Don't always just follow the tier list. Yeah, even this card is like D tier. You can pick it sometimes. Now with the Pantograph, I don't need to rest. You can upgrade fast one. All right, so turn 1, I'm able to exhaust 3 strikes, deploy all the powers. Pretty good turn 1. Let's powder demise the door. Powder demise doesn't do that much against test subject. It has like 3 phases, and on the 3rd phase it has freaking intangible. So, right, so this turn we just need to play the defense. They are ethereal, right? This turn cannot draw. And I want to exhaust on my strikes. So we can just end turn here. And this turn, when you play a card, you lose energy. Usually not the worst thing ever. So for example, you can play like your 1-2 punch before you play offering. Then you save on energy. I'm not sure if 1-2 punch will do anything, but I will play it. Okay, I would really like to get vulnerable or weakness down. So we probably just 1-2 punch this uppercut here. And it's gonna be weakened for like the rest of the fight. Play Bloodletting and Action Strike to do 100 damage. All my defense are gone, so I need to be a little careful. But with this, I'm not really expected to take that much damage. Bludgeon has to roll like 3 costs every single time. Not my favorite. But yeah, we can just play 2 cards. Then I take half damage, and it's weakened. So not a problem at all. This turn we will take 11. Damn. Not taking 11. Ow. Now it's dead, yeah? No, it's not dead. Oh no. Well, I guess it's not dead. We can just armament, Action Strike, done. Kill it turn after. That's only 160, right? Ish. Not taking 5 against the boss. How could that be? Alright, test subject, pretty straightforward. Only have 100 HP. First phase, we just like kill it. And we kind of just kill it before it's able to do anything. Alright, I have too many cards in my hand. Actual first world problem. Yeah, I don't really expect this fight to be like any issue whatsoever. Turn 3 is like technically the difficult turn, but I just block for way too much. Yeah, what if I just like don't take damage, right? This thing is really good. You should pick it like, I feel like every time, honestly. And now we kill it. We can keep defense around. They are good cards. Phase 2, it just hits 11 times 3, then 11 times 4. And if you take damage, you get a wound. So you want to avoid that. Well, it does not appear this guy will be living for too long. Damn. It died. Unfortunate. Not much point attacking here, it's intangible. So next time we have Burning Pack and 1-2 Punch. Not like a bad turn. Actually, if I Burning Pack into no blocker, then it's a little awkward. Alternatively, I can just double defend. They're pretty much full blocks. I mean, what do you mean pretty much? It full blocks. Alright, I think it's an okay situation to use this potion now. $69, huh? The important thing is to keep it weakened for next turn. It's gonna attack me next turn again. I can battle trance first. Wow, we can play bludgeon for 1 damage. Who knows? Maybe that 1 damage will matter. Alright, not a big fan of throwing Ashen Strike here, but next time we got Bludgeon. And it's gonna be weakened. So we know this is 45, yeah? So if I just play 2 cards, I'm okay. Then we should be able to kill relatively quickly. There's only 21 here. And it is dead. GG. What would they add to this deck? Actually, a little bit more damage, perhaps. We are a little short on damage against the test subject because just due to all the burns. And maybe we did not really need to use Powder Demise against the door. That's the other thing. Maybe just use it against test subject, or you swap it out for Ritual Potion against test subject. This one is pretty strong, pretty decent Neon option. Stack of Bludgeon pretty good, but usually you can just pretend you have like any other good damage card. Maybe without the Stack of Bludgeon, you need like 2 other damage cards, 2 or 3 other damage cards. But with the Stack of Bludgeon, you only need 1 copy. Without the Fast and Start, you want to be a little bit more cautious of advanced hallways. Like this 4 hallway into no campfire into elite path is really only possible with the Fast and Start. Without it, you ideally do want like some shop for potions or some campfire for safety. But I think very often 3 elites on Ironclad is possible. If not 3, you can pretty much guarantee get 2 elites. Yeah, that's gonna be it for the over-explained run. Hopefully it was helpful. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more like it, please subscribe for more Slay the Spire 2 strategy content. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.